Hi, my name is Carly Newberg, and I'm the author of Good Enough, a book about learning to believe beautiful through trauma, through life, and through disorder. I explore the intersections between trauma, Christianity, eating disorders, and eating disorder recovery in an attempt to help my readers cultivate a healthy relationship not only with their body, but with their mind too. I was inspired to write this book during my recovery from an eating disorder that lasted nearly 5 years. What I came to notice as I began my journey is that there are far more people in this world who can relate to that feeling of never being enough. I want those people to know that they aren't alone. One of the things that I mention and talk about in just about every single chapter are monsters. What I mean by monsters are those negative voices in our head or those false narratives that put us into shame corners and make us feel trapped. All throughout my eating disorder, I dealt with these monsters. Really, all throughout my life, I've dealt with them. And I think that many people who read the book are going to be able to relate. Maybe for them, it's just one big, major inner critic, and I've experienced that as well. But through my eating disorder, I was told by my monsters that I wouldn't ever amount to anything, that I wasn't enough, that no one loved me, that I was unlovable. And I want my reader to be able to create healthy, true narratives about who they are so that their monsters aren't able to control them in the ways that they may have before. Aside from raw journal entries, I include statistics from the National Eating Disorder Association, as well as knowledge from doctors like Anita Johnston, who specialize in eating disorders and women's issues. Throughout the book, there is a heavy emphasis on scripture, using mainly the English Standard and New International versions of the Bible. Other teachers and authors I quote are C.S. Lewis, John Mark Comer, and Mark Nepo. One of the things that helped me most during my recovery was hearing stories from other women who had been through similar things that I had. It's what gave me the confidence and made me feel comfortable enough to come out and tell my story. And I hope that that's what I can do through my words and through my messages in this book. I hope that I inspire and motivate other people to come out and tell their story. Good Enough isn't a how-to book that will quickly help you solve all your problems. It is instead a book that will help you confront unfinished healing in your life and adopt the lifestyle it requires to fearlessly move forward. In each chapter, I pull back layer after layer of my own story in order to show the multidimensional quality of the aches and wounds that we all carry. This book isn't about striving after the next best thing. It is about finding joy and peace wherever you are and in who you are. My hope for this book is that every person who reads it walks away with a greater sense of purpose and belonging. And for those who have never battled an eating disorder or struggles alike, I pray they walk away more educated on how to help those in need. Anyone who has ever dealt with an eating disorder, negative body image, body dysmorphia, or thoughts of unworthiness will be impacted in ways they never knew possible when they read this book. Out of everything I include throughout Good Enough, I believe the prayers, wisdom, questions for reflection, and affirmations listed at the end of every chapter are what will be most useful to the reader and will lead them in the direction of true healing and true life. My name is Carly Newberg, and I'm the author of Good Enough, a book about learning to believe beautiful through trauma, through life, and through disorder.